Hello there, it's day 7 of my social media for social good advent calendar. Day 7, that's a whole week of little snippets. Thanks for watching, thanks for keeping with it, thanks for keeping with it so far. If you have, don't forget, this is a conversation. So give me some comments, please, in the comment box down there. Whether you're on the blog or on YouTube, comments are great. And it's adventsmsg is the hashtag. So let's keep this conversation going. Right, day 7. My topic today is, if you're on Twitter, you need to be using Tweetdeck or Hootsuite, or something similar. And why do I say that? Well, the amount of times I come across people who are not getting the most out of Twitter. And the reason why they're not getting the most out of Twitter is the Twitter webpage is really confusing. It confuses me, and I do this sort of thing for a living. I've been on Twitter for coming up to 7 years now, and I wouldn't dream of using the Twitter webpage unless I'm really forced to, because I just find it so confusing. You've got your timeline here, you've got your notifications up there, you've got something called discovery. I don't even know what that means, I don't use it. And then where are your direct messages? Completely different place, and it's difficult to find. It really frustrates me. I try and have direct message conversations with people and they don't reply. And they don't reply because they don't know they've got direct messages. Because they're using the Twitter website, it doesn't tell them they've got direct messages. They have to go looking for them. It is really confusing. You're not going to get the best out of Twitter if you only use the Twitter webpage. I really don't know why Twitter doesn't sort it out. But the one thing Twitter does is it has done is it bought Tweetdeck. What it did to Tweetdeck, a lot of people didn't like. But when Twitter bought Tweetdeck, it went through a few teething problems. I think it's sorted most of those problems out now, and it's gone back to being a useful tool. Tweetdeck's a really useful tool. Hootsuite as well. I mean, some people have their personal preferences. Personally, I prefer Tweetdeck. Some people prefer Hootsuite. They do fairly similar things. The thing about Hootsuite is it's probably easier to manage multiple accounts or to have multiple people managing one account. And also the thing about Hootsuite is you can do other social networks. It doesn't have just to be Twitter on Hootsuite. But the same thing applies whichever you use, Tweetdeck or Hootsuite. It transforms your Twitter experience to something that's incredibly more useful. Okay, what it allows you to do is, when you've got columns, for a start you've got columns. So you've got your columns, you've got your timeline column, which is everybody you follow and all the tweets from those people. You've got your notifications column, you know, so far so good, fairly straightforward. You've got your direct messages column, so you can see your direct messages. You also get pop-up notifications, you get real-time streaming. So you don't have to keep refreshing the page like you do on the Twitter homepage. Stuff comes in as it happens. And you get pop-up notifications, and you can make it play sounds when you get notifications and direct messages. So yeah, that way you're aware when things happen, unlike when you're using the Twitter homepage. Well, the other thing is that you can set up all sorts of other columns. So you can put search terms, hashtags. You can create lists of people and then put those in a column if you want to not miss what certain people say. And what that means is, no matter how many people you follow, and I follow thousands of people, I can't possibly keep up with everything they all say. But if I've got particular topics I want to find out about, particular people I'm interested in what they're saying, Twitter chats and all that sort of stuff, it'll be in a column. So I can scroll across my screen and I can find a column. I will find the important stuff that I need to tap into. It just transforms your whole experience of using Twitter. Twitter is a fabulous tool, but it doesn't help itself, I don't think, by making its website so unuser friendly and confusing. So I always say to people, if you think you're not getting the most out of Twitter, then use Tweetdeck or use Hootsuite, whichever you prefer, I don't mind. But start actually using Twitter in a more strategic way, because that way your search columns can really come into their own and really help you to find the people and topics that you want to interact with. Okay, that's day 7. Thanks for sticking with this for the first week. Don't forget, #AdventSMSG. I'll see you tomorrow for day 8. Bye.